Oh, that's better. Yeah, I was thinking about some of the things that I am supposed to be doing. There's always more to be done than hours in the day, but I've got about 20 minutes to use before I think about cooking some fish and chips for dinner. You know, when it's hot by Englishmen's standards, you can't have anything else for dinner on a Friday except fish and chips. It's the law. So, what I'm about to show as what I'm doing right this minute is actually not a priority job. I've got that wonderful pattern roller for rolling patterns into concrete, and I've got some silly ideas about where I want to put some paths so that next year gardening will be easier. You know, if I've got concrete paths, then I won't need to cut grass. So I thought I'd spend just a little bit of time not mixing concrete. It's a bit warm for concrete, it would dry too quickly. But before you can pour concrete, you need to dig an hole where you're going to put it. And as ever in this garden, digging the ground turns into sort of archaeology. You sort of find things. So I've got a box to put things that I find in, and yeah, we'll see how much of this I can get dug out before I fry fish and chips. Well, bit by bit, filling the hole with concrete. I'm cheating, I'm using ready mix. I really should be just using sand, cement and stones, but I'm using ready mix. Hoping I've got enough to bring it up to the level I want. Well, the premix that I'm using, I think the stones are too big to put detail in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and get a bag of what I'm going to call sharp sand. Englishmen know what I mean, sharp sand, you know, gritty stuff, and knock up some cement that hasn't got lumpy stone in it, and we'll see how that works. Right, so far so good. Let's see what happens when I roll it. The mix I used, you know, you're supposed to be sort of 3 parts to 1 part. I mixed it a little bit rich and I poured it a little bit wet. So let's see what happens. It's too wet. Right, okay, well, being too wet is not really a problem. I can let it dry for a few moments. Well, yeah, I think it's a question of trial and error. That's not very good. It's the concrete, the mix is still a bit too wet. So what we'll do, we'll smooth it out, give it 5 minutes and do it again. Well, yeah, I'm going to leave that as it is now. I do wonder, I used sharp sand, which is a little bit gritty. What I will do, possibly tomorrow afternoon, we'll see. I'll do another patch, but I will use a finer sand in the top surface. You can see what we're trying to get to, and yeah, I'm not I think this is one of those things that you you practice and then one day you get it right and then you can't work out why you couldn't get it right before. But yeah, that we'll leave that alone now and do another test piece. But you get the idea. You get the idea.